Look at that fucking shit. Wanted to match the one from last year. This is one I won with the Chevelle last year. This is the one I won with the Patriot machine this year. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Well, all I can say is we ain't done yet. Oh, baby. Here's my senior picture. So anyway, there you go. I'm just as shocked as anybody else is. I couldn't believe that the crowd chose my truck over all those nicer vehicles on the last car show video I put up of this Mac and Judy Rush Memorial Car Show. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to win jack shit, but apparently somebody really likes, or well, a group of people really like that truck. So I wasn't planning on winning nothing. I was just up there to film a car show and put it on my channel so everybody can enjoy it. And then I won this plaque. Second time I went, or well, I didn't win one the first year, but last year I won that one, and this year I won another one. So yeah, that's some shit. I can't believe it myself. Hello everybody, welcome to the Garlett's High Performance Garage channel. There's a couple things I want to show you and go over, and of course, you know, I'm on the fucking job hunt again, because no work around here can stay reliable enough to keep you fucking going. Plus, I got all my bills here in my name, which is a good thing, but if you ain't got a job to fucking afford them, they're not too good. So hopefully, here in the next week or two, I'll find something. But until then, I guess we're gonna try to keep on with the summer activities that I want to do. I'm not gonna say plan, because I don't plan things, because it ends up not working out, which that's a recurring problem here. So anyway, it's something awesome to show you. Probably all like this. I don't know. Maybe. Oh yeah. Well, everybody likes that. But, you know, I gotta get her in there. Gotta get this thing in there. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, the amount of people that love this car is just amazing. And it's a very good icebreaker too, when you're, you know, meeting new folks. You know, of course, you know, Second Amendment always applies around here, so yeah. We're going to get our other fella there with the helmet on. We're going to get him back in the Chevelle there. So here's what I'm going to do the video on here. Patriot machine. We got a flag edition here. We got us a 250th anniversary flag. If I can hold it up here. '76 to 26. You don't love that. There's something wrong with you. You shouldn't be here. My skeleton friend there, I'm going to fix him up. I'm going to do some shit with him. We're going to probably Get him in an Uncle Sam top hat, maybe. So, yeah, another low tire here, I think. Maybe just the way it's sitting, maybe. But here you go. Total fucking awesomeness. Yes. But they're just like, I bought the flag off of eBay, and then I had to go to the dollar store, and I bought another American flag with a pole like the kit. And I'm going to put the other American flag on my house over here. So, yeah. I had to cut that flagpole down. It was 6 feet, and it don't need to be quite that high. The other one's just a hair longer. You can tell. Plus the eagles are different. But that's okay. Nobody cares. It's just fine. And as you can see, I can't back it in the garage with those flags on, because it just won't. Back in there, it'll rip them off first. And if I can get myself back to work, we're going to get some tires for the old girl. These are old burnout tires that I had on the back of the Chevelle a few years ago. Did a bunch of burnouts around here with it. And now I wished I wouldn't have. But anywho, it's okay. It's just fine. Yes, sir. We got her all now. I was thinking about adding something to these rear fenders. This is about the looks of it. It looks like these fenders are like two different fenders. I don't know. The one looks like it's a little fatter than the other. Unless it's just me, I don't know. This one here has quite a bit more dents in it. But I know one thing. I never ever thought I would win a first place car show trophy with this fucking truck. I mean, it's not nothing spectacular. It's just something I threw together with the shit I had laying around here. But apparently people like this nostalgic rat rod type shit. So that's what we're just gonna keep on going on with it. So yeah, might do a little bit of painting on my nuts down there. I make them red, white, and blue. They're already blue. Do some red and white stripes on it. Try to add a couple of stars, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the fuck happens. So, still got to renew the tags on the cop car. Haven't fucked with that. I've been running it illegally anyway. And, well, it's got insurance on it, so it's not really illegal. I guess it is if you count the expired tags, which, as long as you're not fucking around, nobody fucks with you. And those cops, they have a machine in their cars now that all they have to do is scan your front license plate, and they'll know right off the bat. And I passed several cops with this car. And if they scan my plate, they know that they're expired, and they just don't fucking care. Which is fine, because I really don't either. This state is fucking crazy with their tag prices and the registration fees. It's very un-American, unconstitutional. It's craziness. It's pure craziness. What they want to charge you for registration and stuff. Now, they did cut me a break on the Mercury after I had to go get it inspected because they changed the historical tag laws on us. So nothing from 1999, nothing from 2001 to present day can be tagged historical in this state. No matter how old those cars get, they will never be allowed to be tagged historically. And see, if you're worried about resale or anything like that, and it's somebody in this state, you can't heavily modify these cars. And that's taking our freedoms away. If you can't modify these cars and have fun with them, and after they turn 20 years old, tag them historically, then, I mean, that is basically the state trying to control you. It's all about control. And nobody's going to tell me any fucking different, because that's what it's all about. It's to the point now where they want to put you in jail for working on a new car. Now, see, I might have to call Hazmat. My truck has a hell of a transmission leak when it sits. That's why I have all this dirt and cardboard and shit shoved under it. I just need an oil pan for the transmission, that's all. But anyway, getting off topic here. This shit of what the state is doing is bullshit, for one. Number two, the automakers. Shit. My dog's got to start barking now. Anyway, the automakers now, they showed up at the White House there to talk to Trump, and they proposed to him that they want this system on cars for 2027, 2028, whenever this is going to start, maybe even 2030, I don't know. But they want a system on cars now. So what will happen if you try to wrench on your new car or try to fix it yourself or take it to a mechanic, they want to make that against the law. They want to make it so the law will come and arrest you for simply taking that shitty plastic cover off top of the engine. And it's to the point where the automakers, they are so out of touch with the average American / consumer that they want you to get arrested for checking the oil in your vehicle. See, this is all planned for GM, Ford, and Chrysler to nail your ass to the wall and basically bring you to your knees on the automotive thing. They want you to come purchase a vehicle, and they never want you to own it. They want a constant, like a lease is what they want. They want you to lease a vehicle from them. You can't check the oil in it. You can't check none of the fluids. They want to make it to the point where you can't even open the hood or even put a battery in the fucking thing. That you should have to call your dealership, and they should be able to come gather it up and take it to the dealership for you, which that'll be a towing fee. That'll be labor right off the bat, and then parts, and then, the next option will be, the engine's locked up because, you can't check the oil in it, so you don't know if it needs oil or not, because you'll get arrested if you check it, and you'll get arrested if you even remotely open the hood and mess with anything. So now your engine's blown up. It's going to be, $20,000 to fix it with labor and new engine cost and all that other shit. So in turn, it'll put you on your knees, and you will have to succumb to all this. And there's other couple factors in play here. And they want to arrest you for this, or, for tampering with the vehicle. It's going to be a thing where they would always own the vehicle. You're just going to rent the fucking thing off of them, basically. And if, like, say, if you don't keep up on the maintenance of it, that'll be a red or a bad mark towards you, because you're not taking it to the dealership to have it maintenanced. And if anything happens and it's catastrophic, then they want to make sure that you have to go buy something new again, or I should say lease or rent another new vehicle off of them, so they can constantly keep the money flowing out of your pocket into theirs, because that's what investors do. Investors, crooked, dirty fucking investors like at GM, Ford, and Chrysler, they want to basically rip your fucking balls off and hang on to them and hold you there and blackmail your fucking ass to use their vehicle. Now, I've seen some states, California's on board with this, and I forget where else. I think up here in the extreme northeast, they are trying to make a bill now in some of these other states to ban classic automobiles. And I figure Maryland, because they're fucking dirty ass blue fucking state, they'll want to do this too. What they want to do is they want to come get your old cars. And if you won't give them up, then they won't let you tag them. That's the ultimate goal for them, is to take your vehicles that they can't track, take your vehicles that they can't maintenance, just take your vehicle and just take it away from you and make you buy or make you rent new automobiles. That's the plan. That is their plan for the United States. Now, when they presented this to President Trump there a couple days ago, he said, nah, he says, I don't like that idea at all. He said, this is taking people's freedoms away. And these dumbass fucking investor assholes standing all around him thought, oh, he's going to pass this right away. No, he is not. He is very against this like the rest of us. He said, what is this? He said, this is taking everybody's freedoms away for having automobiles, for having what they want. Because clearly right now, the only one that would have anything that I would want to own would be probably Chrysler, because they haven't forgot about the muscle cars, and GM's they're redesigning the Camaro, and it looks like a fucking Traverse. Looks like fucking dog shit. Now, when I want that looks like fuck. There ain't no chrome on it. It doesn't even look like a fucking sporty car. It doesn't even look like a muscle car. It looks like fucking shit. Now, mind you, Ford, they still are making the Mustang. It's getting rounder every year. But they still offer a manual. You can get a fucking 6-speed transmission or whatever. I don't know what they're going up in gears now, but as far as I know, it's a 6-speed. You can get that still with a Mustang. That's an option. Chrysler, they're making the Chargers 2-door or 4-door. They really have pulled away from the electric bullshit and making the Scat Pack option for like gasoline. Now I see there's a Scat Pack V6 option, which I don't care much for, but they are still going to offer the Hemi engine, which is fine, the Hemi V8, which I think that's cool. And plus they have a kind of a futuristic / nostalgic looking bodyline Charger, which those Chargers, they look okay. They're, nothing to write home about, but you know what it is, obviously, from the, similar body lines to the 69 Charger. So that would be a vehicle I would turn to and get. And I would, if I had the money, I would definitely buy a Mustang off of Ford. But the trouble is with these vehicles now, they have so many computer systems in them now. And that infotainment system they all have, that's what tracks your movements. Regardless if you have that or not in your vehicle, they can still track you via cell phone. If you pack cell phone on you, They all know where you're at because it is hooked up to GPS. Whether you got the Bluetooth on or not, they can hear you through these phones because this is how they conduct business today. If you're talking about something that you want and you got your phone in the vicinity, next thing you know, when you pull up Google or YouTube or Facebook or anything like that, there's an ad popping up of something that you were talking about. Don't sit here and think that they're not listening to you, because they are. They're listening to every fucking thing you have to say. And like on your smart TVs, they can access your camera. They can access a small camera they got built in all these smart TVs. They can see your movements. They can see you in your fucking house. You could be there pouring the meat to your old lady and they'd fucking see it. They'd watch it. You know, that's horse shit. I know this because a woman I used to work with was telling me about this, that she was getting ready to change in her bedroom, and she had customer support on her phone, and there was an issue with her television. They was trying to walk her through it, and while they were waiting for some things to download into her internet or whatever, she was in her room. She was getting changed, and the one guy on the other line said that he could see her, that she needed to cover up the bottom sensor on her television because he could see her getting ready to change. Which, you know, he must be a pretty good guy, you know, a pretty respectable person, you know, to tell a lady that. Because, you know, you got most of these guys around here, they wouldn't say nothing. They'd be like, God damn, look at that. Man, she's changing, huh? Let me see them jugs. Yeah. You know, fucking shit like that. But anyhow, They want to be able to track you, because this all falls down to the source of the problems here in the United States, which is the World Economic Forum. I've talked about these motherfuckers till I'm blue in the face. We need to go after these fucks and get rid of them. These people need gone. I'm not going to say in any details or violent ways or anything like that, but I'm just saying, these people are threatening our very existence. And there's only one way to deal with these folks. And you know what it is, and I'm not going to say it. Because, you know, YouTube and their crotchety, commie fucking owners will try to take down my fucking channel. And I won't be able to share this awesome content that I try to provide. You know, well, I wouldn't say it's awesome, it's just content. It's nothing that I don't get paid for it, which isn't a huge deal. I'm not worried about that. Well, I kind of am right now because I ain't got no fucking money coming in. So anyway, I'm rambling on here about shit. So anyhow, but just to forewarn everybody what the auto industry is trying to do, and your voting for who you vote for is going to affect this, because when Trump's 4 years are up, they're going to try like hell to get a Democrat in that seat, because the Democrats are all communists and they want you to bow down and obey. They don't want you to have freedoms. They don't want you to be able to say what you want. They don't want you to be able to do what you want. They want to control what food you eat, how much of you eat. They want to control what you say. They want to control whether you have guns or not. And if we get a Democrat in office again, or allow them to cheat, which they've been doing out in California, they all cheated. Now they're under investigation, which I don't think is going to fucking come to jack shit, because they investigate these people all the time and nothing happens to them. They have no fucking consequences for their terrible actions and the shit that they fucking cause. So it's like, what are y'all doing? You're wasting money here, prosecuting these assholes, and then no consequences at the end. Nah, I would have them on trial, and 3/4 of this shit's treason. It's like Bill Gates. They had him on trial in Congress the other day, and everybody out there was hollering and screaming at him, telling him what a worthless piece of shit he is over the Epstein thing. Now, this Epstein thing, they need to let that die. I am not interested in that. I don't give a fuck about it. Those people that were around that motherfucker are sick fucking pigs, and 3/4 of them's Hollywood celebrities, And 3/4 of the other part of it, well, I'd say half of it's Hollywood celebrities. The other half's dirty politicians down here. They are all in pictures. See, Epstein was the kind of guy, he liked to blackmail everybody. And if he could get some dirt on you, well, then he's got you. He's got you here. He's got the dirt on you. Well, you're going to do some things for me. And then they do it. If not, he would expose them. And that's what got him murdered, because he didn't kill himself. I mean, if he's even dead, he's probably still out there lurking around. They might have just did that to take the heat off of him. But anyway, if we will ultimately lose, if we get a Democrat back in that fucking captain's seat. Because if we do, we're going to be absolutely screwed, because all of our freedoms and everything we've ever worked for is going to be gone, because they're going to come take it from you. Because they sit around and say, oh, we're socialists. That's just a lighter word for communism. And if you don't believe me, you can look that shit up. They'll tell you. And what's bad is they're cheating in elections, and they're openly gloating about it. They're openly saying how, oh, well, we're just going to keep getting ballots in until we get the number we want. That's why they moved all those homeless people in and are paying them. Out there in LA, they have those little homeless tent cities. These people are well taken care of, and they're there for the reason of the votes, because having all those illegals in there kind of backfired on them, because most of them are being transported out of here. A lot of them self-deporting. But if you want to, it's like right now, I could send for a mail-in ballot in California right now. And when it comes to my house, I can vote out there for their shit. That's illegal as fuck. But they can send me a ballot and I can vote. As long as I vote for one of the Democrats, I can send that fucker back and turn it right in. Now, if I was Spencer Pratt, I would fight fire with fire, eye for an eye type thing. I'd do the same goddamn thing. I'd say everybody that wants me to be the fucking mayor of Los Angeles, get your mail-in ballot. I'll send one to you, no matter what fucking state you're in, no matter what country you're in. I'll send you one. Just send it back here before the end of June. And we get it. Even if you get it and it's after the deadline, they'll still count it. That's bullshit too. If you can't go in-person voting and vote, then your vote don't fucking count. Unless you are in the military and you're overseas serving. That's the only option. Or if you're so disabled you can't fucking show up to the polls physically, then you should be able to do a mail-in. But other than that, mail-in should not be for somebody who's physically capable of going to the fucking place themselves. Because if you're physically capable of going to the voting booth, then you don't get to fucking voice your shit. There's a lot of people out there don't even vote, but then they'll sit and bitch about the outcome, and they'll bitch about it. And it's like, I just want to tell those people, shut the fuck up, because their opinion doesn't matter then at that point. But I know some people that around here that bitch about Trump being in office. Oh, we need to get him out of here. Well, did you vote? Did you vote for a Democrat? Well, no, I didn't vote at all. Well, then shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear your shit. And it's like another interesting thing happened to me. When I was down here at T-Mobile, because I got their service now. And I'll say a few words about Xfinity while I'm at it too. I got away from their clutches, but I did have to pay a price to get away from them. So anyway, to make a long story short here, I went to T-Mobile to switch my phone, network and stuff over. I wanted to keep my old phone. I wanted to keep my old number. But since I tried to get on Xfinity's cell phone and internet plan, which is very cheap, by the way. It's a good deal. It's $112 a month for all the service, and you get, their, all their service. And then I got smart TVs around here. Of course, everybody does now, and it picks up all this stuff. So anyway, I get down there to go to switch this. I want to keep my old number because the hassle of doing a number change and then having to go tell all your contacts and all the places I applied for jobs for, which I don't remember them all, they all have the wrong number. But now, Xfinity was so tight-fisted, they use artificial intelligence for all their operators now. There is not one fucking person that's a real flesh and blood human being that is in their customer service. It is all artificial intelligence. And if you think you're talking to a real person, you are not at all whatsoever. You can sit here and tell me all you want, but I know I can tell the difference because their voice changes erratically and they say pitched up and pitched down voice in different words. And it's like, you can just tell. It's like talking to fucking Max Headroom from the 80s, the guy with the Coca-Cola commercials or the Pepsi commercials or whatever the fuck they are. But anyway, I couldn't change my number. I couldn't keep it because Xfinity fought me and the guys at T-Mobile. They fought us on me trying to keep my number. They would not unlock my phone because they wouldn't take the information. I tried to provide them with information. They sent me they emailed me a paper to fill out, which you had to fill out with your finger. And my great big fucking paws, do I look like I could fill out some information with my great big fucking hands? I can't. I tried it. It was not legible. I went to send it to them. Well, apparently my file wasn't good enough because it was too fucking big and it wouldn't send it to them. So I aggravated here at the house with them first, and then I went down to T-Mobile and aggravated with them. So for some reason, they locked my number and they would not release it. And they told me at the end of the day, I had to go to Morgantown to their headquarters and fix the problem in person there. And it's like, well, you know what? I don't have money pouring out of my ass, so I'm not going to Morgantown. We aggravated so much with that AI douche that was on there. I was like, look, I asked them guys down there, so what can we do? I said, I don't want to purchase a new phone. I can't right now. And they said, well, you can keep the temporary number that we gave you. I said, just use that as your permanent number. And I said, all right. I said, this is what I'm willing to do just to get the ball rolling and get this out of here, to get it over with. So that's what I ended up doing. I had to change my number because they wouldn't let their fist up off of my number and no information I could give them. I even had the account number and everything. I kept giving it to them over and over and over, and they wouldn't change it. They wouldn't release it. So I was like, well, fuck you assholes. I'm going with T-Mobile internet and phone service. It's $170 a month for me, but I got all the top of the line shit because I enjoy sitting in my house and being entertained by my television at night. Because that's just, other than my daughter being here, there's no other way for me to entertain myself, at nighttime. So that's what I ended up doing. But while this was all happening, the reason I told you all that is to tell you this. This thing walked in the store, had a mohawk, was blonde, dyed blonde, had the septum ring, big, fat, dumpy looking person, had cargo shorts on, and it just looked like pants that that were hemmed too far is what they looked like. Real baggy, had a tank top on, letting the old, bitch tits breathe, and they had a pair of Crocs on that were rainbow colored and all kinds of weird looking earrings in its ear. I couldn't tell if this person was a male or female. I have no fucking clue, but they were really weird and they had this weird baby voice and they bitched about Trump the whole time they were in there. They were clearly a fucking liberal. And plus they had this rainbow handkerchief tied around their neck, which I didn't think they made one that fucking big, because that motherfucker, whatever the fuck it was, had a great big neck, great big fat neck on him. So, I mean, I'm not frowning down on them because they were big, but you know, there are those types of people where they would show up to protest ICE for taking illegals out of their fucking, you know, city, and they would be like the ones that sit around and cry later because they got pepper sprayed. Which, you know, I could give a shit. But when they started speaking, I was thinking, I'm not going to argue with this person and try to set them on the right track, or the track that I agree with. I don't want to say if it's right or wrong, because that's in people's opinions. I think that going the way of conservative and freedom and having our rights is the right way to go. That's my opinion. If you don't agree, that's fine, because you are entitled to not agree with me, because that's what makes our country great, is we can all agree to disagree. And, you know, you got to protect the hate speech too. So anyhow, I was chuckling to myself. I didn't want to, you know, make a spectacle of myself down there by making fun of that person, but their power went out down there, so I was still lucky to get all my stuff changed, and they still had battery power in their tablets, so they could do all the changes. So now I'll get billed by email, which I told them I didn't want to go paperless, but they all want to go paperless, so I guess that's the trail I'm on. So I'll get a bill or whatever from them, and I'll start paying it every month. Just like my car insurance. My car insurance, I cut that shit in half when my soon-to-be ex-wife's Charger came off, because it's full coverage. And with that thing having full coverage and me having 4 automobiles, just me, that was fucking killing me. Plus, not having her now, I don't have to buy any more cigarettes. That's a huge cost. She was smoking $900 to $1,000 worth of cigarettes every month. And today, if you would have said that back when I was 20 years old, I'd have laughed in your fucking face, because I think the nicotine poisoning would kill a person if they tried to smoke $1,000 worth of cigarettes back then in a month. Now it's easy, because they're $15, $16, $18 a pack, which is fucking ridiculous. When I quit smoking, it was $1.20. And I remember people who said back in the 80s, cigarettes get $1, I'll quit. Well, they're still smoking. Some of them are dead now. But anyway, my insurance, my auto insurance went from $370 a month down to $138. That's with both Panther cars and both of my classics on there. So we're winning. The T-Mobile internet and phone is $170. I combine those two, so there's not 2 separate bills there. It's one bill. And then I have groceries to buy, which, you know, that's still kind of pricey. But it's just me and my daughter basically eating here. My son does, but a lot of times he buys his own stuff. So, I mean, I buy what I want. And if there's anybody that wants something specific, they, you know, got to come tell me what they want. But anyway, and then I have electricity to pay for. That's all in my name now. I switched that over, and I told them that they will get a prompt fucking regular meter reading from myself every fucking month. So in order for me just to change that, because I have shitty credit right now, I only have like a 520 fucking credit score right now, which I used to have like a fucking high 700. See, that's what happens when you fall on hard times and stuff. Your credit goes bad. And plus, I had a loan I was paying for, and I had to let it go to collections because I couldn't afford to pay it. It was either pay that loan to One Main Financial Sharks or buy groceries for me and my daughter and my son. So I decided to buy groceries and told one man to basically fuck themselves. So now I'll be going to collections for that. I'll owe them. There will be a debt collector that will own that debt, and I'll have to pay them. So that's ultimately what's going to happen there. So, but she still comes back like every Thursday evening to do her laundry. She'll do the rest of the laundry too. Depending on what I've done. Usually if I get a load of whatever, towels or pants or shirts or whatever, I'll do it through the week here. Because I have plenty of time on my fucking hands right now. So I usually do it, but I didn't do it this time and I had to listen to that bullshit. So right now it's like, I don't know when the move is happening, when she's getting her stuff and going. Because, she, other than that, doing her laundry and she works here from Fridays, or from the room on Fridays. She works from the house here because she's got a work at home job. Other than that, there's no reason for her to really be here. Because, I don't want to get into any specifics or details because nobody really needs to know. And nobody really would want to know because of all that shit. And here, yesterday, I met a few interesting people up here at the shopping center. A fellow was telling me how, I had the Chevelle up there, a fellow was telling me how nice my car was, stuff, he really liked it. And then a lady had told me how she really liked it, and I had a delightful conversation with her, and told her about the Lashballs car show that was coming up, that I would probably be attending. Now, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I'm not I'm not up in my spirits here lately. I was feeling good there for a while until my sweeper truck contract ended with the state highway, and now I'm running around here applying for jobs like fucking crazy, trying to get back to work. And, kind of puts a damper on everything, especially when the weather's so fucking nice. And then you're ultimately not going to have any fucking money to do anything. And, now, I'm to the point where, I'm going to, if I don't get something soon, I'm going to have bill collectors running up my ass because I have a bunch of stuff right now I can't pay for. So, I got my last check, which, wasn't a terrible check. It was good. It had like a day off of it because of some other things I had to do. And now it's like, I'm just wondering where the next check's going to come from. Because I'm going to have to take basically now whatever I can get. So I'm going to have to run around here. I'm going to start an unemployment claim and see if I can get anything out of the state. Which, I'd rather take a beating than deal with the unemployment system in this state. It is so fucking terrible. I did clear up my red flags on my account for unemployment. So that's all cleared up and I won't have to worry about that. But another thing, though, is I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought there. But I'll have to sign up. And if I can get something, hopefully I can get something. Something would be better than absolutely nothing at all. And at least I could get that and keep applying, and it would hold me off. I can draw it for up to 6 months, I think, in this state. Pennsylvania was like a year. You could draw it for a year. Or draw it till the benefit run out. But I think they would give it to you for a year. And plus PA was like $100 more was tacked onto their stuff. But now I'm not getting their unemployment, and I'm ineligible for it now, so I have to be eligible for it here because I haven't worked in PA. I worked in Maryland here when I went on the coal mine for Ritchie Trucking. I worked there for, from August to January, I think, or February, something like that. And then I went to FedEx. That sucked ass. That was, well, no, I worked for Richie from August to, what was it? February or March. I don't remember. But anyhow, I worked for the ground logistics jokers for just a short time. And I worked for Amazon for a short time. And then, I mean, I don't have humongous gaps in employment, just a couple of weeks. And then I get on the sweeper contract with my Margroff up here. And we did that, ran that out. And there's that all dried up. So now I'm running around looking again. And I think that's more than enough employment time for me to be able to draw something, because you have to at least be employed straight through for at least 6 months and have no gaps in employment, like a month or two they call it is a big gap of employment, and that can come up to like a penalty, that you'll have to pay a penalty of like waiting for unemployment to even get. And sometimes they'll back pay you, depending on the situation. But right now, I have nothing. I'm still currently employed with Margroff, but there's no work there. So I'm going to sign up and see what I can get out of the state here. So that right now, that's the way my fucking life is going. And plus, I wanted to talk about these car show things. Now, I reposted the Mac and Judy Rush car show thing because I was very harsh in explaining a weirdo that I had run into at the Frostburg Freeze car show. I don't know if any of you got to watch the first version of that video, but I took it down and just put basically the car show up instead of my rant about this guy that I talked to down there that was a very weird son of a bitch. Had his pet snake wrapped around his neck like he was Jake the Snake Roberts walking the fuck around, and it's like, come on, man. I was like, this guy's starved for attention. He brought his snake to a car show, and we get into an argument about that stuff. And plus, my neighbor up here that I grew up with that was in the Navy, he's got a concealed carry, and he threatened to shoot the snake and all that other good stuff. And it escalated very quickly. And this guy, I wanted to forcibly remove him from where I was sitting. And I didn't touch him because I thought I would probably have a lawsuit on my hands, which I can't go through that right now. That's the pain of being an adult. Because when you're a kid, you can kick the fucking shit out of people. Especially if you're a minor. You can just walk up to them and just give them one. And you don't usually you don't have any consequences, depending on how old you are. But but I thought, I figured this guy will probably sue me if I touch him. Plus, he had his pet snake on his neck, and I gotta get attention. I'm an attention-starved bitch. Look at my snake. I'm awesome. I'm like Steve Irwin or Bear Grylls. I'm touching snakes. Well, good for you, because I like to kill them with a shovel. That's what I like to do. I like to chop them in half several times. I hate snakes. I hate garter snakes. The only snakes that I appreciate and leave alone are black snakes. And I have killed one or two of them, not knowing or not thinking about it. But black snakes are what you want to keep around your house. They will not come in your house. And sometimes they come in your basement, but they won't stick around long, because if there ain't nothing in there for them to eat, they won't stick around. But they will keep your rat and mouse population, down pretty good. And plus, they eat other snakes. They will eat other venomous snakes like rattlesnakes. They'll eat copperheads. They'll eat gardener snakes. Gardener snakes, pretty much a harmless species of snake. They just mainly startle you. I have one that runs around my doors here every once in a while. I'll come out to lift my door and he'll be there. And I'll either step on him or I'll see him scurrying away. And it's, kind of startles you for a little bit. But anyhow, these these fucking black snakes are good for your house. I mean, I don't want to crawl in bed with one night because them motherfuckers, if you fuck with them over and over and over, they'll come after you. But if you don't mess with them, you let them go, they get away from you. They stay away from you. I mean, you start a run, one no hiss at you, but that's it. I mean, if you don't escalate it, they won't either. They'll leave. They'll go away. I've seen them do that many times. It's like, well, I was loading mulch one time for my mom and dad out of the sawmill out here, and we were using pitchforks to throw it on this old truck I used to have. And then next thing I know, I had a black snake with my pitchfork, and I give him a throw. He hit the ground. I decided to piss with him a little bit. I kept tapping him with the fork. Well, he turned around and started coming after me. And I was like, whoa, you motherfucker, stay away from me. But, I mean, it's a good thing to keep them around. But anyhow, this guy with the snake around his neck, it was some kind of breed of python. It was short. Well, it was pretty good size. I mean, some bitch as big as it was big around as my wrist. I mean, hanging off his neck. He thought he was a little fucking sweet until we got to fucking bitching back and forth. And then, he got to hollering and the cops needed to be called because we had guns back there. It's like, man, I told him to fuck himself many times. And I'm like, move it along, pal. Nobody wants you here. Nobody wants to talk to you. So why would you stick around other than to just be an irritating asshole? I just don't. I don't get people, but if you're dealing with somebody that's from the Cumberland area, there are a lot of people down that way, LaVale and Cumberland, that think that their shit don't stink, and they're unemployed and they're living off the fucking state because they can, and they've probably done it since day one. Those are the type of people that I don't like to hang around, and a lot of them have an asshole attitude. But, I mean, state assistance is there for people who need it as a stepping stone till they get back to work. Which, I'm the only one living here. That would be another option for me, which I don't want to fucking take. But, I have a daughter here. But the thing is, though, they want you to get rid of anything that you got in order to get any kind of state assistance. If you have any loans or if you have any newer vehicles that you're paying on, they want you to get rid of those in order to get an EBT card. So it's like that. And that sucks. But that is an option for me. An option in a road I don't want to take. But if it's to the point where, I can get energy assistance from them or whatever, I can handle that until I get something. I'm not old enough to draw Social Security off the government yet, so that's not an option for me right now. I forget what the starting age is for that. I think it's 55, which that'll be a while before I turn 55. I'm only 48 right now, so that would not be an option. But if you had Social Security coming in, you were old enough, like retirement age, and then you had that, and then plus you were working a job, that's good. I mean, you can work and draw Social Security if you're of the retirement age. You can do that if you want to, if you choose to. That's one thing that I agree with. It's a good idea. So, I mean, because before, years ago, there was a limit on how many hours you could work a job. And if you worked over so many, then you got cut off from Social Security, which that's bullshit. We all worked and paid taxes all our fucking lives, our adult lives. This stuff should roll in when we need it. It should roll in to anybody who's put time in and paid all these ridiculous taxes that we pay on shit. And, I mean, there's so much of this stuff that's unconstitutional, it's unreal. And I'm not going to get into it because I'll be here till fucking next fucking June telling you about it, so... Anyway, that's all I got. I'm thinking about going to the Lash Balls car show next weekend. It's on Saturday. I'm not real sure if I'm going to go or not. It's like I said, but depends on my attitude and what I'm feeling at that time. Because if it's terrible, if I feel bad and I can't get back to work and I'm having all these issues and I can't draw any unemployment benefits, I'm going to be a bear. I'm going to be pissed off like a bear shitting fucking tax. So, and it's like the jobs around here, I got the skills for a lot of these jobs and they just don't want to hire for some reason. But I'm going to try to keep kicking over the rocks and see what else I can find. I'm a part of Indeed and that Glassdoor. I get job offers thrown at me from them hourly. So I try to look over them and I apply for as many as I can. I have in my online resume. I get all this shit out there. And a lot of times all I get's an email or, from them rejecting me. I get rejection emails, and I've been rejected so much of my life that it's not a surprise, and I'm so used to it. It's like, what am I going to do? Nothing. I applied at several jobs. There's a napkin and toilet paper plant down here in Frostburg I applied at. They were supposed to let me know after talking to somebody for a week to whether I could come down for an interview. I may have to call them down there and talk to somebody, or maybe drive down there and talk to someone about a job, because I applied and then I had to change my number. So they don't have the right phone number for me. So I have to get down there. I'll probably have to get down there tomorrow after I sit on the phone for 3 hours or 4 hours with Maryland Unemployment before I get down there to check with them about getting back to work. Or maybe I don't know. They said that job down there, you might have to deal with heights, and I'm not good with that shit. I am not a heights person. That's one of my phobias. That and, very small places. I'm claustrophobic. I'm afraid of heights. I'm claustrophobic. And I can't swim, so that's another fear of drowning that I have. And, that's just, and then my ultimate fear is not being able to pay for my shit and not being able to do what I want to do. So, anyhow, the divorce stuff is going to be getting underway here shortly. Depending on if that other person can find another place to live with their boyfriend, if they can pull that off and get settled in, then this can begin. Because you got to separate first. The rules are changing though. The last time, when my one neighbor up here, he got divorced, they had to be separated for 6 months, and then the divorce was final. So the separation means not seeing each other, not showing up at each other's residences, not interacting other than, if you have a child. That's how separation and divorce works. Now they shortened it. If you can all agree on the paperwork to who gets what, to how custody is handled, if you can all get on that and decide who, or with custody and all the possessions. Now it's 3 months. They cut it back to 3 months. If you can be separated or not see each other for 3 months, then you can get divorced. It's even shorter. But I think there's a court fee there somewhere. I don't know exactly. I'd have to read up on it to find out what else is involved. But I'm not real positive on all of this. So, anyhow, everybody, I'm going to leave you with some awesome sights of the Patriot machine out here. It looks like it's getting ready to rain. I'm going to have to get my flags down and pull this bitch inside. So, like, share, comment, subscribe, or not. It's your choice. It's up to you. And I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully I have a next one for the weekend here coming up. It's going to depend on how my week goes. Because if my week goes really awful like this last one, yeah, I won't be doing a whole hell of a lot. So, see y'all next one, and happy fucking Sunday.